Nick Tecosky, are you ready?
I am, sir.
Right Club audience, are you ready? Yeah! All right, Nick Tecosky in 3, 2, 1, begin.
It begins simply enough in the scriptures. God has a very busy week in which he makes a perfect world and, of course, man. Man, whom he names Adam and Eve as well, made in his own image, and whom he gives 2 simple directives. 1, copulate with verve. And 2, don't eat from that tree. They shrug. Yeah, okay, easy enough. And so off they go to enjoy luxurious, week-long, sex-induced comas. Here, they can be happy forever. We know what happens next. They eat from the tree. God condemns them, telling them they've cursed the land, made everything foul. He's keeping their deposit, and they're banished from Eden. And Adam says, where are we supposed to go? God's answer involves a flaming sword. The creation and the fall of man. All this before page 3. On page 3, Adam and Eve look around and decide, well, we can't stay here. And they begin an exodus that spans generations, eras. There is a biological, a biblical imperative to get out of here and get over there. Scientifically, the pattern of human migration across the earth can be traced by reading our mitochondrial DNA, bear with me here, which is inherited from one parent, the mother, and remains largely unchanged from parent to offspring. The few little genetic mutations that do occur leave a trail over time. We have roadmaps in our blood. Roadmaps that lead all the way back to the day when we first woke up, looked around that cramped cave that we had sullied, at those bones of overhunted mastodons left to rot in the corner, the surrounding earth barren, all the good berries long since picked, and we felt a sort of prehistoric ennui creeping over us. Neighborhood ain't what it used to be, we thought, and we walked outside, looked out over the world yet unknown at those distant virgin mountains and thought, fuck it. Fuck it, we cannot stay here. Let's go out there, and we took the first step of millions. A brief history of human migration. Around 150,000 years ago, Homo sapiens occupied the entirety of Africa, but it was too small, too hot, too damned humid, and so some of us packed up for greener pastures. By 40,000 years ago, we moved outward, fully spreading into Australia, Asia, Europe. A handful of us, deciding maybe that China was getting a little too crowded, moved north and east and north some more, and made it all the way to the furthest reaches of Siberia, regretting everything, and then, hey, wait, I can see Alaska from my house. And so, roughly 20,000 years ago, they crossed the Bering Strait, and voila, the first Americans. Hold your applause. For the sake, thank you, of brevity, we'll skip forward throughout the land wars, conquistadors with their infected blankets, that sense of manifest destiny that pushed certain lucky cultures into new places while pushing others into less desirable ones. The Industrial Revolution, we're getting from here to there, grew easier, cheaper, faster, dirtier. People migrated into cities and then out and then in again over and over and over ad nauseum. And so we come to today, this modern world. We did it. We spread out, reached all the corners of the earth, settled down, even in the places where it wasn't completely hospitable. We've even laid down outposts in the furthest reaches of the earth. In Antarctica, though we're unlikely to ever move there en masse unless someone figures out how to fuel automobiles on penguin blood. Cross your fingers. Full-scale globalization achieved. Finally, we win all the games. Check and mate, mission accomplished. Fuck you. Except there's nowhere else to spread to now. We're stuck here, growing stagnant, and we're polluting the earth, the water, the very air we breathe. And here, in the most industrialized nations, where we no longer have to truly struggle, where nourishment is a mere frozen burrito away, we've turned to polluting ourselves. Stuck in the here, we fill ourselves with trans fats, aspartame, pop music, 24-hour news cycles, People magazine, and, of all things, 2.5 Men. 2.5 Men is truly a first world problem. So, then you may ask yourself in quiet moments, are we doomed? Is there no more there? They're there. That took 3 hours to write. Probably we're doomed, yeah, because we can't stop copulating, populating, spreading out. God told us to, we tell ourselves, we listen to that part. And eventually, yeah, we'll have to ration the food, the water, the air, and it'll get crowded, and there will be babies. Oh God, endless numbers of them. Scores, waves of babies filling up the streets with their primal screams. Get me out of here, they'll scream, drowning out hope and thought and 2.5 men. Soylent Green one day will be people. It will be people. Here is poison. But there is hope. As I speak, scientists are using more and more powerful telescopes and sifting through an astounding number of galaxies are finding, wait for it, entire solar systems. Finding new planets as fast as they can name them. Not habitable planets, no, and prohibitively far off, but surely, if the universe is infinite, the possibility of finding a life-sustaining world out there is good, at least. And though the next bit is highly unlikely, I'd like to believe, in my heart of hearts, that far in the future, not in my lifetime, but before we burn out as a species inevitably, some wise Homo sapien will invent a propulsion system that will be capable of getting us to that far off there. I'd like to think that wise Homo sapien will place the key in the ignition, turn it, hear the engine roar around her, look up to the cosmos and whisper, fuck it. Thank you.